I haven't made an announcement about this video, but I think it's an important one, and I recommend everybody check it out who can. Um, I am so incredibly disappointed. A day or two ago, first off, hello, Nueva Scotia. Hello, Republic of South Nor. I'm about to explain. So, Edwin Portillo, thank you for joining us. Um, Today I have some concerns. Yesterday, something was brought up to me that happened, I believe, 2 days ago. Um, someone, some members of our community, um, joined our Discord freely and excited to become a part of the community that we have, excited to learn about micronationalism, and excited to grow in their knowledge and understanding of who we are and of what they could be and what they could do within that community. Some of the people who were already established in our community decided that it was their prerogative, their ability within their rights to bully and to harass someone who was new to our community on Discord. In fact, a number of people chose to bully and harass someone who was a part of our community who was trans. And I believe there was another occurrence for someone who was bisexual. Who someone is not your concern at all. I would like to make the point clear that our community, our Discord especially, is a place of connection between our citizens, micronational leaders, and people around the world who are trying to learn about micronationalism and trying to expand what they can do in a micronational setting. It is a friendly place. It is a place that I want people to be able to laugh and be silly and express themselves, but not to the point that other people are feeling it harmful to them. Not to the point that other people feel like it's not okay to be there simply because of who they are. I would like to express some concern about that. Not just some concern, but disdain for that. The people who did that are removed from our Discord. I did not give a warning. Those people are banned. And I would like to make the point clear that you can have your own opinions freely and clearly. You can express opinions, but you cannot go out of your way to specifically target people who are of a specific gender, race, orientation, preference. You cannot go about trying to make people uncomfortable in our community and get away with that. I don't heavily monitor our Discord. And the reason for that is because I think that people in our community should be able to moderate themselves. I think the people who are a part of our community for the most part are diplomats, are politicians, are people who are coming from other nations to spread the glory of their nation and to learn about the nation that we have. The Discord is populated by our citizens, foreign dignitaries, and other people around the world, as I said in the beginning of the video. And that's what's so sad about this, is that by the time something gets to my desk, there's not gonna just be a warning. It's gonna be direct action because it's hard to run a community that's now of 200 people in our Discord and for there not to be back and forth. But we do have rules. The final rule, you know, we've talked in specifics about things that have happened previously. No Nazi imagery, no racist remarks, no bullying, no harassment, which that falls under, by the way. But also, be nice. Be nice to other people. When you encounter someone who's different than you, even if you disagree with them wholeheartedly about whatever the subject is, you can have a conversation with that person if you choose. But if that person disagrees with you, um, if that person doesn't like what you said or what you did, that's fine. You can stop your conversation. Don't go about continuing to bother that person about their own identity, about who they are. Um, I don't use this platform to attack people. I don't use it as a weapon. So I will not give names. I'm not going to go into too much detail. But for the people who did feel sad enough, bullied enough, hurt enough to leave our community as people who came in doing nothing wrong and who were excited to be a part of micronationalism, I implore you to come back. People left our community. Foreign dignitaries from other countries left because they felt hurt by the people who were already there. And I want to let people know that those people do not represent who we are. Those people are not citizens of Eternia. Those people aren't even official foreign dignitaries. They were unofficial foreign dignitaries at most, and at least they were just people who hopped in our Discord. One of them in particular, I know I'd had problems with already, and I had kicked already. And I thought we had had a kind of a fix with that, as an understanding, but that was not the case. So that person has been banned. I believe there's one other person who was kind of jumping along in that, and it's also been banned. If you care to see what actually happened, I would recommend going back through the Discord and reading some of the chat. I have left all of it up because I don't want there to be any confusion about what happened or about if there were deleted messages or about if anything is uncertain. All of the messages that have been put up by those people, all of the offensive things that uh, were were said and done are left in the Discord general, and that is, you know, that may feel triggering or that may feel harmful to some people, but I felt it was necessary to record that record, to let people know exactly what happened and exactly why those people got banned, so there is no confusion. I am going to add specific remarks to our Discord server, to its rules for newcomers that specify uh, transgender targeting, race-based, religious-based, sexual orientation-based targeting, um, but it's not okay. It does just boil down to be nice and respectful to other people. It was in the general. It was in the general channel. I'm slowly reading comments as I see them come up, but those remarks will still be left up there. People going back and forth and it escalating out of hand pretty quickly. Um, the the thing that I would like everybody to understand is please feel free to report things to me, to other members of our government, to Gray, to Stephen, to Nathan. Please talk to people in the general about it. Please have people at me or at, somebody to let them know about a situation that is problematic. Because we want people to enjoy themselves. We want people to feel loved and welcome. And we want people to be able to connect with each other from other nations and other beliefs and other ideologies. So please, please support a positive community for us. And again, for the people who were hurt by that, I am deeply sorry to see something that I created initially that's now grown beyond myself and has these fringe edges that have become sharp and harmful. I want to round those out and I want to make that better. I want to go about systematically making that better. But it's not something that we have a great infrastructure to do at the moment. So please do not expect radical change. Please do not expect everything to be perfect. There will still be bad situations. There will still be disagreements, but I ask you to please, please bring them to me, as you will do an immense part in helping us to solve that and to lessen that for people, to make the community overall feel slightly safer and slightly easier to manage and navigate for newcomers. Truto says, AP, I think you should make a mod team one day. I would love to make a mod team. The biggest issue with that is the Discord is ultimately an Eternian thing, and so as Eternians, we want Eternians to run the moderation on it. But all of our citizens, we have very few citizens. All of our citizens have to work so hard to maintain their citizenship that we generally work toward trying to keep those people doing other tasks. But that is something that I'm looking into more and more, and something that I feel, if not directly someone's assignment, will be all of our assignment in more ways. We'll be adding more to that. Gray, actually, I wanted to commend on this, has been being quite helpful as a moderator, and someone who has, even without banning people or kicking people or scolding them, has redirected conversations that could have gotten a lot worse, and I think is positive. Um, Nueva Scotia asks, well, I want to stay on topic real quick, and then I'll get back to the comments. The last thing that I want to say about this in particular, and this will be a continued thing throughout this video, we're going to continue to talk about it, but as far as my official address on it, I want to let people know, you have no idea what our citizens' preferences and identities and who they are is. You can ask them, and if they feel kind enough to respond, they will. But you don't know what our community is. You don't know who you're talking to. And by the time it gets to my desk, someone has a problem. So please, please do not go around getting into arguments which turn into fights, which turn into, slurs, or which turn into attacking another person for who they are. South North says, this just pisses me off. Yes, it's a real hard thing. Leona says, go back to 149. I'm going to go back. So Leona said, by the way, the number one aristocrat in Eternia is me, and I'm transgender. Booyah! Exactly, and that's one of the things that is so beautiful to me about Eternia, but so sad about this specific occurrence, is that it's a part of our community. It's people. It's a connection to just a different person who has a slightly different, way of living, and everyone has a slightly different way of living. So it's weird that there are people who aren't even a part of our empire who are targeting people who reflect a large population and a successful population of people who are in our empire. So I do not condone that, not in the least, and I will go about doing my part to help lessen that. And I strongly implore everybody else to join me. We want the Discord to be a place of open conversation and dialogue. We want the Discord to be able to feel open and feel like you can ask questions and sincerely understand others without the need for such strict, intensive moderation. I understand that there are jokes between different communities. I understand that certain things are offensive to some people that aren't offensive to others. But this went beyond that. This was targeting. This was an attempt to make someone who just existed in a particular way to feel uncomfortable about the fact that they exist, and to make them feel as though the community around them did not acknowledge their existence, which should never happen. You can disagree with someone. You cannot believe in something, but don't go out of your way to make someone feel uncomfortable for existing. That's the point of this. And it sucks that someone who, like Leona Taylor said, she is the number one aristocrat, the top aristocrat, the first aristocrat in the Empire of Eternia, the wealthiest person in our economy. and she's transgender. And you've targeted our community by targeting an individual who is transgender. Don't do that. Don't do that. It will make you unwelcome here very quickly. We don't want to kick people out. We don't want to make it hard on anybody to be here because different ideas and different beliefs and different ways of living and backgrounds are important to having a well-rounded society. But if you, as someone who is not a foreign dignitary, is not a citizen, certainly, go about causing problems for other people who may well become that and cause them to leave, you are not a productive member of our community. That person who entered, who was asking nice questions and who was trying to understand, did more for the community in that point than you did, just trying to stand up for their own identity and their existence. Um, so that's unacceptable. And if someone who's been in this community for potentially a year or more is less productive and less helpful and more harmful at that than someone who's been here for maybe a day, there's a big problem there. So I do want to address that person who was targeted and apologize. I do want to express our support for transgender individuals, for people of all races, creeds, religions, backgrounds, orientations, etc. That feels like such a corporate thing to do. That feels like such a general, blanket statement thing to do. I hate that that has to be done. That should be something that needs to go unsaid, and yet I have to say it. I love this community. I love what we've become. I love who the people are that are the pillars and foundations of this community. Don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate our community. And don't think we won't continue to build bigger and better. Because the people who are trying to cause divisiveness and are trying to tear us down and are trying to make it harder for us to exist in a fashion that is both large and successful and stable, they don't want it. They don't want us to have that. And we will. People will be allowed their free speech. People will be allowed a comfortable way of existing in the Empire of Eternia, in our Discord, in anything that is the stretch of our authority. And yet, we will continue to grow. So be excited for the future. But please keep a watchful eye out for those who may be lurking on the edges, attempting to cause problems, and attempting to gatekeep for us against our own wishes. Those people are not what Eternia is. And we wish to do something about that. Again, there's going to be new moderation put in, just in the sense of additional oversight, additional looking into, and asking all Eternians, all citizens, all people who are foreign dignitaries, all people of goodwill in the Empire of Eternia Discord, please let me know when things are going on. Spam reporting people and just trying to get people kicked off for your own like personal DM drama is one thing. I don't recommend you do that. But if you see somebody getting bothered in the Discord, if you yourself are getting bothered in the Discord for something that is completely inappropriate, please, please let me know. It's not okay, and we will deal with that. So yes, Leanna is a wonderful member of our community, a trans member of our community, and I feel, as Leanna being a friend of mine, hurt that someone would target individuals that represent a part of Leanna's life. I feel hurt that people would target individuals who represent a part of my life and my family's life and my friend's life and my community's life. You don't know who people are and what their backgrounds are until you decide to start picking fights. So it's better left not doing so. Be respectful of others, love others, and learn from others. Because you may realize that that person that you bothered, that person that you targeted, is actually better at what you're doing than you are. So we will move forward and we will do so in a better way. Ambistan Republic says, can I get unbanned from the Eternian server? If you got banned from the Eternian server, please let me know why you got banned from the Eternian server. We don't ban people without a reason. There are reasons that are listed in the ban that you can read, and I recommend that you do. Nueva Scotia says, why were you banned? That's random. Ambistan said, I don't know. Trudeau says, what is it with LGBT getting attacked this week? I'm not sure. Everybody said, I don't know. Ambistan says, like I do not support LGBT at all, but I don't bully them. See, that's a thing though that's interesting. I feel like some people think that they're not, but may. I'm not saying you did, Ambistan. I want to look at the specific accounts. If you can email me at eternianempire@gmail.com. Let me know what your Discord username was, and I will go back in and I will look to see what the issue was that specifically got you banned. We will discuss it, we'll figure something out, and if it is something that wasn't direct bullying and harassment of a person, we'll find a way to get you back in. But the people who are going to be permanently banned are people who are just maliciously bullying and who are not following the rules of our Discord. Edwin says, it is illegal to discriminate anybody in the United Empire. We do not stand for that. And we don't stand for that in Eternia either. Nations should band together to make safe spaces for people of all walks of life. And so I encourage you, Edwin, to continue to be a part of our Discord and to help us to fight that discrimination. Morgan Schaefer says, me to yay. Hey, I'm glad. Excuse me. I'm glad, Morgan. Greater Republic of Ambistan says, I wish I was unbanned. Please let us know. Nueva Scotia says, this is controversial, but... Shuto says, what channel has this happened? It was in the general... sorry, guys, I'm still going through comments. Ambistan says, also, Wolf Boys in the Eternian server. They use the Eternian server to get to Nexus and nuke them. Oh, goodness. Did that really I want to... okay. Because Nexus has a new server. I want to hit them up and see what's happening there. If it was through Eternia's server, we'll deal with it. I want to talk to Desluk, the leader of the Nexus, and figure out what happened there. Seldnor says, this happened in Sanctimonia. I sadly left. Yeah, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want people to feel uncomfortable in our community. We don't want people to leave. The people who should leave are the people who are harassing people, not the people who are being harassed. You should feel welcome here. Nova Scotia says, oh, Greater Republic of Amistan says, when your server is so popular, evil people are using it to attack other servers. Exactly. It's a big issue. And it's something that we have a responsibility to deal with, but is also hard because of our staffing. So we're still going to do something about it. And we're going to progressively make change to get to the point that we want to be at. But honestly, right now is a place that is a proving ground for that. It is something that will allow us to make the proper moves to not only understand how to deal with us at this scale, but to also understand how we grow and how we develop, and to make plans that will be effective even at those larger growth levels. So that's going to be something important for us. In just moderation, in designing proper community rules, and designing interactions that, I guess, the ability for people to interact in specific ways, to have specific channels that do specific things. This is a whole thing. Nueva Scotia says, you mean the guy that went to war with Sanctimonia, that wolf boy? Everybody's saying wolf boy's a raider. Let's talk about that at another point. Everybody said I should make a mod team. Nueva Scotia says you should make a channel about speaking to others about their micronations. We do have that. That is what a foreign dignitary is. We have the foreign dignitaries license available on our Patreon, which gives you access to all foreign dignitary roles in our Discord. If you look at certain people in our Discord, you might see their names are yellow. That is a foreign, I believe it's yellow. I'll have to go back and double check. But there are people in our, it's either yellow or blue or something like that. But people are, there are secretary's license. If you get that, you have access to foreign dignitary roles in the Discord. There were people who actually got in and got grandfathered in by the provision that previously it was just 1 cent. If you just played 1 cent ever, you could get the foreign dignitary role and have access to all of that in our Discord. So right now there are people who have it and will have it for life because they paid 1 cent. Now it is a $5 tier on our Discord, and if you would like to use that, you are more than welcome to. It's a $5 tier on our Patreon, excuse me, that gives access to all Discord roles. It will all foreign dignitary roles. So we do have that. It is something that we're encouraging as a part of our prestige system and is openly available to all who have the foreign dignitaries license. It also, once you get access to those servers, allows you to do things like create a ranking for your micronation. There is an official ranking system developed by us, the MRI, Micronational Ranking Index, that you can access once you have the foreign dignitaries role. As well, it gives you access to directly interacting with us as a foreign entity and making decisions about trade, about alliances, etc. Ambistan says agreed. South North says this just pisses me off. It bothers me as well, trust me. Republic of Ambistan had an alien face. Vernonium says hello. Ambistan says hi. Nueva Scotia says, did you see my Eternia country ball? I sure did. I loved it. I gave it the little flag. I believe if you saw a little Eternian flag, that was me. That was me. I did that. Nueva Scotia says, hey. Leona says, I can tell what it's like being trans. It's like being born and living in walking prison with society being the prison guards. And that shouldn't be how Eternia feels. If the rest of society is taking such a long time and being so harsh to slowly move into acceptance of trans individuals and of people who they feel are on the fringes or they feel are, different than them, Eternia should not be that place. Eternia is something that is meant to be new. It is meant to be different. It is meant to improve in the ways that other places have made people feel unwelcome. And so if we're not doing that, we're not achieving our goal properly. We need to be able to grow with the direct support and contribution of all different types of people. Otherwise, we will not grow to the size that we need to, and we will not accomplish our goals. So it is imperative that we have people like you, Leona, and I want to thank you for being a part of our community, and I want to thank other people who have contributed to our community and who have stayed around despite those who have tried to make it difficult for them to exist here. Thank you for standing up and being yourself. Connor says, Leader Deslick in the house. Hey, it's great to see you, Connor. Please let me know what's going on. I heard there was potentially some issues with somebody coming from our server, jumping into your server and causing problems. If that's the case, please email me or Discord me. And let me know. We will talk about it. We'll figure the situation out, and we'll do something about it. Ambistan says, oh, that's awful. Ambistan says, yo. Connor says, what happened? Some people being rude? Yes. A couple of people were harassing trans people in our Discord. It's not okay. Reptile Keeper says, hello, AP. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful that you're here as well, Reptile. It's good to have you. Chuto says, yeah. Mudkip says, it's horrible. You even have to say this. Agreed. It shouldn't be the case. Someone left. There was at least one person who came into our Discord and was so happy to be there and was interested in talking about the community and immediately had to get into an argument with someone who just did not like their way of living, who they are, their identity, who they physically exist as a person. Horrible. Connor says, where at? It was in our Discord. It was in our general. And like I said, the context, the messages are all still there and are not going to be deleted because I want to make sure that this is something that's well known and well understood. and something that marks a point in our history that shows that we are not going to continue to stand for that. As our Discord feed continues to grow, as that gets slowly pushed into the background and into the infinity of other messages that have been previously created in our general, I still want people to be able to go back and understand what the history of what happened is, and hopefully to be able to mark a noticeable difference between that and what the future of Eternia's messaging in the general of our Discord is. We're going to be updating those rules and we're going to be fixing some things. Nueva said Discord. Truto says no hate micronations. Absolutely. We need love. We need acceptance. We need to not be hateful. Connor says had to deal with some of that earlier. Exactly. It's a huge issue. It's a huge issue, and it shouldn't be that there are people who are trying to harm and target and attack other people jumping from micronational Discord to micronational Discord. I know it stops with us, and I encourage all other people who have Discord servers, who have micronational Discord servers, especially where people are coming from different countries to live and interact, to stop it. Help us put a stop to it. Royal Bencher says hi. Nueva Scotia says hello. Lana says, I gotta go soon, so I can't stay on much longer. I understand, Leanna. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and as always, Eternia forever. We are taking steps, and we will continue to come out with new content and new things to help us grow. But I wanted to make a stand here today and make a point to say that internal to us, this is something that's getting fixed in our community. Internal to us, this is a way we're going to improve. Reptile says, are you kidding me? Someone did that? Yes. Truto said goodbye. Nueva Scotia said, unfortunately. See you, Truto. Nueva Scotia says, bye. Truto says, I think so. Reptile says, I'm so disappointed in people. Exactly. Connor says, I love this community too. Next has been building and enjoy seeing what our Eternia neighbors are up to. Thank you very much. And it's really sad that we got hurt like that. It hurt me. And I am excited to be moving forward with that. The thing that was sad about it as well is that it was mentioned to me by someone who is in our Discord, but isn't, well, who may not even be in our Discord anymore. It was brought up to me by a personal friend in my life, someone who like has watched the channel and who has like jumped into the Discord before, but they had gotten screenshots from other people just of the Discord, of the general of our Discord, showing that harassment, showing that issue. And that was really sad, you know, like one of my personal friends in my life outside of Eternia stuff being like, hey, why is your Discord bad? And me just in shock trying to figure out what happened last night. So I want to take a day to collect, to fix the problem that had initially stemmed from, and then to address it as a larger issue. So we're moving forward with some stuff to hopefully mitigate that a little bit in the future, and we'll continue to actively battle that and actively try to improve in that. Samurai says howdy. Leanna says thank you, AP, for standing up for what's right. Eternia forever. Eternia forever, Leanna. Embastan says message retracted. Reptile says let's hope this does not happen again. Agreed. And like I said, we're going to be taking steps to make sure that it doesn't. If it does, please let us know as soon as possible. We want to jump onto it. Nueva says, I hope every country became a micronation. Me as well, and I hope that it happens soon. Truto says the micronations won't exist. Anyway, I have to go soon. Good to see you. Have a good day, Truto. Daniel says, hello, what did I miss? Well, people were getting bothered in the Discord. LGBTQ people were getting harassed in our Discord, and that's not okay. And so I was making a point to bring up that that is not okay. But thank you, Daniel. You have been a steward of our community for a long time. You've been a big part of it, and I know you've had issues as well with people in our Discord. So again, please let me know if somebody's being out of hand in our Discord. We look at every case individually, case by case. We try to let people have as much creative freedom and as much expression, and even to be a little bit rude to others if they so feel necessary. But we don't like people being rude. And once it goes from the point of being rude to targeting and harassment, that's different. So we will address it. We want to still allow as much freedom of speech as possible, but it is hard when there are people who consistently break the rules, which as of right now are already lax themselves. Vernonium says, I don't support LGBTQ either, but I don't target members. That's good. That's good. You can have your own personal opinion, but don't go out of your way to make other people feel uncomfortable. Telling someone that their identity doesn't exist, things like that, that's harmful to that person. That makes that person feel like people don't acknowledge them as an individual. Why would you stay in a community where everyone has their back turned to you? So that I'm sorry that that's the first thing that that person encountered in our community, or one of the first things. Um, and it's okay for people to have different opinions. Just don't get into fights about it. If someone is saying something or doing something that you don't like, leave the conversation first off. And if it becomes something that is harassment, let me know. Reptile says APO is banned for being underage. Now I'm old enough to join the Discord server. Fantastic. Then just click that link in the description and you should be able to join us. As well, if you can tell me the name of your account, if you can email us at eternianempire@gmail.com, you should be able to tell us what your Discord account name is, and I can go through the ban list and unban you. Travi says, you kind of remind me of a YouTuber called Devin K. That's cool. Is Devin K cool? I don't know much about Devin K. But if he's cool, I'm glad. I'm glad. Vernonium says, I'm not going to outlaw freedom of speech. All speech is free speech. I might disagree. That doesn't give me the right to strip them of their freedom. It's contradictory to the Vernonian cause. Agreed. Makes sense. Yeah, you shouldn't strip people of their freedom of speech. And that's a thing that's really hard in Eternia as well, because we don't have laws, right? Like, we don't have things that are, you know, things that are punishable by a certain thing. The only thing we have are rules. We have certain spaces in which we have specific things that people need to respect in order to allow that space to function properly. But we don't have the same rules for every place. They are not laws that are, uh, you know, completely symmetrical. And so that's why we don't call them laws. There are specific rules for specific institutions within Eternia, and the rules of our Discord are just to be civil, just to be looking to legitimately talk about micronationalism and to grow your own understanding of the people who are there and available to partner with in that community, and also just to learn about the community and to learn about Eternia, to be a part of Eternia. Um, and it's not okay for people to make that uncomfortable for others. Blotus says, hello, hello, Blotus, how are you? Windjagger says, hello, hello, Windjagger. That's an exciting name. That's very cool. Trudeau says, we recently have an LGBTQ person join our Christian Discord server, and they were really sad because our server was the only place where they were told not to kill themselves. Christians, uh, that too, they break the fundamental of our faith. Absolutely. People who harass people in any form are not okay. I'm so glad that somebody joined your server and felt accepted by your community and felt loved. Especially if it's something religious based, that's a great way to get somebody to consider and respect your ideas, is to consider and respect others' ideas. And it's the same thing with micronationalism. Micronationalism is politics. Politics is interacting with the society and people around you in order to move forward with your specific ideas and interests. So when you start saying other people's ideas and feelings don't matter, you're shutting down yours like that. You're burning your own bridges like that, and you will be asked to leave the community if you cause enough of a stir. Mackie says, welcome. It's good to see you, Mackie. How are you? Daniel says, the CRC stands with you for the fight against discrimination and bullying. I myself was targeted last year. Agreed. And that's exactly what I wanted to bring up. There are all different types of harassment. There are all different types of problems that can plague a Discord, that can plague a community, that can plague friends. And we need to be friends to each other. So we're not going to accept targeting. We're not going to accept problems. We're not going to accept people who want to stir. We'll ask you to leave. It's that simple. Vernonium says, message retracted. Friends says, hi. Hello, friends, Joseph. It's good to see you. Ambistan says, loading. Nova Scotia says, YouTube symbol, and then smiley face. Memer says, I'm transphobic. What you gonna do about it? Not allow you in the Discord is what I'm gonna do about it. I'm just not going to allow you in the Discord. Nova Scotia says, "Oh no." Memer says, "I'm kidding." Oh, okay, that's good. But don't be transphobic in the Discord. I will just kick anyone who's legitimately like causing problems. Reptile Keeper says, "AP, do you know where the plot of land is that you want to buy?" So that's the issue. I have looked at quite a bit of land, and as we get closer and closer to a land purchase, I'm going to start doing videos, looking at specific plots of land and talking about the pros and cons of different things. I probably won't give you guys the initial address and stuff, but I will be going through and talking about different types of property and stuff. Right now, I don't have one particular plot picked out. One, because the market moves so quickly. Right now, it's a seller's market, and people are buying up property like crazy. So if I brought up, this is the property we're going to buy, and in 2 weeks it's sold, I'd have no control over that. And I wouldn't want to be trying to buy that property from the person who has it, because then they would raise the price. What I want to do is continue to look as we grow and as we get closer to that funding goal to be able to find the best fit at that time for Eternia. That's not necessarily going to be everything, everything waited till the last minute and slapped down. What that's probably going to be is us getting quite a ways to that goal and then putting a down payment on it and moving forward in getting it and starting to set up shop. We just want to make sure that we have enough money to put down for a piece of land to be comfortable there and to make sure that it is big enough to do what we need to do and to be able to expand like we want to, but also not so big as to be overwhelming to the amount that we can afford. So we're looking into it more and more, and we will be continuing to update you guys with that. But until then, continue to talk to us about it. Continue to give us ideas. Continue to help us, especially in things that may help your nation. There are things that you can purchase on our Etsy, on our Imperial Market, or even licenses that you can get which can elevate yourself in our community and allow you to do more in our community, all of which the proceeds and funding goes directly toward our land purchase. The treasury itself is a dedicated pool of money for our land purchase. So that's something you can follow and keep up with on our Patreon, on our website. You can see the, I believe it's like the road to, it's like the road to land or something like that. It's a bar on our main homepage that will show you how far we have until we reach our land purchase funding. Republic of Ambistan says LOL. Nueva Scotia said it's an edgelord. Oh, good. I thought you were some edgelord. Yeah, I was also concerned. I wanted to shut that down immediately. But I'm glad our community can be acceptable. And that's the thing. I want people to be able to joke and have fun and to be silly in the Discord. I know people make friends in the Discord and they have their own inside jokes and stuff. Just understand boundaries. Ambistan says me IRL, and it's a cat in a box, and that's really cute. I love it. Republic of Thywinkia says I haven't seen or heard you since about you since longer. It's nice finding the channel again. I forgot this Micronation and my own since 2020's pandemic. Well, I'm glad to have you back. And as well, the coronavirus was a big deal for a lot of people. Also, if you aren't subscribed, I do recommend it. It means a lot and it helps us to grow. I wish you success for your nation. As well, if you haven't been here since 2020, there's a lot of content for you to catch up on and some stuff that hopefully we can teach you. We've put out micronational economics videos. We've put out things on how to grow your nation. We've put out a lot of different content to help assist other micronations. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Jaya says flag in the background. Yep, our great flag. I am here at my desk at our office at the headquarters for the Empire of Eternia, and we're going to continue to make progress here. So once it gets to this desk, once it gets to this point, we are addressing it, and it will be improved. Nueva Scotia says, is there an Eternia micro wiki? There sure is. If you just Google the Empire of Eternia, that's one of the first things that'll come up. It's outdated severely, but it does exist, and we want to go back and update that at some point. The biggest issue is with all of these different things, Discord moderation, with updating our micro wiki. There are certainly levels of importance to those things, the Discord being higher, much higher on that rung, but all of them are things that don't that we don't have enough resources to actively manage all of them. So we're like trying to focus on one and then complete as much as we can on one to make sure that we're stable. And then we move to the next one. And then we make sure we keep someone over here. And then we start to add. It's a lot. It's a lot to manage at one point. And so we're trying to do that in a way that works best for our situation at the moment. We are looking for new citizens and we're trying to grow our citizenship. So as our citizenship grows, as our government positions expand, and as we allow more people into those moderative roles and able to assist us more directly in different social media and in different aspects of what we're doing, hopefully that'll become easier to juggle and to update more quickly. But until then, just know that some of our stuff is a little bit outdated. Um, Jaya says, flag in the background. And then Jaya says, Nueva Scotia, yes. Daniel says, who is the one on Discord behind the transphobic bullying on AP's server? Again, I'm not going to name names. I'm going to say that if you choose to look it up on your own, all of the information is still left in our general. We're not deleting anything. We want it to still be there for people's understanding of the situation and to show that we are not okay with that sort of behavior as a lesson. Jaya says Nueva Scotia Empire, but I think it's kind of outdated. Correct. It is outdated. Ambistan says, "Oh hey Daniel." Connor says the Nexus server has become huge and a place to do business. We're all about making people feel welcome. We've recently become a terms of service for our Discord. That's great. Nueva says where they're banned. So no one knows. Connor says, regarding the nuke, someone came in, made a fake Nexus bot with a hidden command, nuked the server. It was unfortunate. We got 100. We ain't gonna be taken down. That's great to hear. Thomas said hello again. Jaya says, I usually see people arguing on the Discord server. Some people just want to be toxic. Agreed. It's an issue. And we don't want that. You know, disagreements, civil arguments can be fine, but going from that to targeting the person that you have a disagreement with is an issue. As well, you can take those things to other channels. You know, if it's like memes or whatever, you know, that are getting, put them in memes. If it's, you know, concepts or whatever, you talking about something about your nation, put it in the concepts channel. The general channel shouldn't be something that's doing all that. Also, we have 15 viewers, 21 likes right now. Thank you guys so much. Reptile said, holy crap, we're at 20 likes. Yeah, and we're at 16 viewers now. We're almost at 20 viewers on this live stream. Thomas says, my Micronation, and also, thank you guys so much for having such support and such consistency in a live stream that is about human rights, that is about protecting people who need to be represented and need to be respected. So thank you all for assisting in this. Thank you all for understanding and recognizing this as an important thing. Thomas, 96, says, my Micronation Republican Moroccan is starting to make bitcoins. It's going slow. I imagine, but congratulations. Bitcoin is an exciting endeavor, but it does have some ecological issues with it. It causes a larger carbon footprint. There are pros and cons. So it's an interesting investment, but I'd like to see where it goes for you. Nueva Scotia says, 20th like. Amvistan says, does Eternia have a Minecraft server? We don't have a Minecraft server. We are on, Bedrock. So when I play, people can join in on my servers that are the Eternia servers, but we don't have an open public server. Ambistan says, talking about banknotes and stuff. Reptile says they've begun a massive construction project. Mackie says, what is Eternia's minimum age? We don't have a minimum age. For our Discord, the minimum age is Discord's minimum age. I think it's 13. As far as Eternia, we don't have a minimum age, but we do have specific requirements that need to be met by our citizens, which may preclude people who are younger because of the dedication that it requires. One of the biggest things that we need our citizens to be able to economically perform for us. So that can mean anything from paying $1 for their citizenship tax on our Patreon, or that can mean creating content for us as a micronation. So even if you don't want to pay a citizenship tax, you can have your the requirements for your citizenship met simply by creating content for us. But people who are younger, understandably, do not feel comfortable putting themselves out on the internet. If you are someone who is younger and feels comfortable doing that, talk to your parents. Make sure that the people in your life, the people that care about you, know what you're doing, know what's happening in your life, and are understandable and understanding what's happening and are able to monitor that. Because there are people online who are crazy. There are people online who are not out with the best intentions. And so we want to make sure that everybody who creates content for us, especially those who become citizens, are protected and are okay. So that's what we're moving forward with. That's what we're going to attempt to do. And we encourage everybody who wants to become a citizen to apply. Apply on our website, eterniaempire.wixsite.com /imperial market. If you can do that, we can talk to you. We'll email you with a response, and we'll get back to you about the specific things that we would like, what you may be able to do directly to help, and to move forward with that. Nueva Scotia says Velocia is Spanish or valuable. That's cool. Ambistan says seems similar to Malassia's currency name, just valuable in Latin. Valora. Oh, interesting. Nueva Scotia said I stole the idea. Valora was Latin, right? Interesting. Nueva says I might change the name. Vernonium says Hawaiian. Nueva Scotia says Velocia doesn't sound good. Ambistan says it does. Reptile Keeper's looking. We got a lot of chat. I'm gonna keep moving through real quick. Socialist Republic of Racenia says, sup, sorry I'm a bit late. That's all right. Thank you so much, Racenia, and thank you for joining us in such a serious micronational topic. All the nations that are here, I want to tell you thank you for assisting us in moving forward with progress in the micronational community and addressing something that needs to be addressed. Ambistan says the startup of Why Micronational War is Stupid, or whatever the title was quite funny. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Ambistan. And we want to make more videos like that. If you haven't seen our video on making pointless titles, there is a video talking about titles and the issues that people have with titles that's very similar. So if you like kind of a funny skit-based video, that's another one of ours that's more recent that does a similar thing. Bernonium says, fun fact, Bernonium has, and also it has references to that micronational war video. Bernonium says, fun fact, Bernonium technically has 2 anthems. Very cool. Ambistan says, I'm pissed. Agreed. It's an issue. Nueva Scotia says, also, Racenia has the whole Trudeau War situation been solved? Trudeau, that's interesting. Racenia says, nah, we forgot about it. Trudeau says he's joining back ELM. Interesting. Nueva Scotia says, he has, don't worry. Racenia says, good. So there's potentially some conflict that's been resolved. Ambistan says, I'm looking at my wall and there's old Almendria and Ambistan propaganda. Interesting. Reptile says, APM constructing a large dam. That's exciting. Jaya says, Discord should be a good place to start practice and learn about enforcing rules. Agreed. Absolutely. Reptile says, my life. Nova says, I apologize for my absence in previous meetings, Your Grace. I have been working on studies within the USA and being able to graduate and become independent. So I may focus on the good of the nation. That's fantastic, Nova, and I'm so glad to hear that. I'm excited to see that you are a part of the chat right now, though, and I cannot wait for your future in our community, in your own endeavors, and I am looking forward to that. Nova, are you wanting to be a citizen? Have you applied for citizenship for us? Because it seems like you seem excited about that, and I want to be able to assist in that. So Nova, if you want to become a citizen, please let us know. As well, good luck in your studies. Studies are immensely valuable, and they will carry with you throughout your entire life in ways you wouldn't even expect. The more you study, the more you learn, the more you put in now, one will have degrees and will have direct written value to them that you can take to other people for higher positions, for better paying positions, for more clout and more authority in many, many situations in your life. But as well, you will have the actual knowledge to back it up, and you will be able to prove that knowledge, and you will be able to expand on that knowledge, and you can become great at whatever you want to simply by studying it. So, thank you so much, Nova, for your assistance and your participation in our community, and I'm excited to see you doing well in your studies. Ambistan says, oh yeah, I saw the title of the video. Nueva says B is for but. Amistan says agreed. Comedy, society, we live in a society, indeed what it is. Oh goodness. Bernonium says, I've never been at war, but we briefly had a dispute with the reunited ocean states. Interesting. Is that like a Pacific Island based micronation? That would be interesting. Nova says, I have to return to class or our nation will be compromised. Valeo, Your Grace. Good to see you, Nova. Good luck in class. Bernonium says, ROS declared war on Delphia for a stupid reason, so I was annoyed with them. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know either of those nations, but I hope that that gets resolved quickly. And I'm sorry to hear that there's conflict in our community. Nueva says we are diplomatically supporting Delphia. Interesting. So this is a multi-national event. This is a intra-micronational event that's happening. And I'm sorry the conflict has boiled to a head to the point that other nations are starting to need to jump in and address those things. But it is good that we, as a community, are addressing trans rights, people as individuals, and as well just the community at large that we are a part of. So I appreciate everybody supporting us, and I appreciate the depth to which everybody has gone to let me know their feelings, to support us as other nations, as people in our community, and as well to be a part of what it is that we're trying to move forward to become. Eternia is not perfect, but we are trying to become better every day. And this is one of the ways to do that, is to admit fault, admit where our blind spots are, and to say that we are actively attempting to improve that. One of the biggest things I've always wanted about Eternia, and the reason that I like Eternia so much, is that we try to be transparent. We try to show you as much as we can of what we are doing at any given time to allow you to understand where we're coming from and what's happening, to allow people who are curious about us but are worried about what we might be doing to be able to look and to see and to understand exactly what it is so that there isn't hesitation, so that people are excited about joining our community, so that they know that what's happening here will be documented and will be shown to people so that there isn't any worry of them not having protection and not having the ability to bring that up later. Um, this is our community. This is our way of life, and it needs to be respected and it needs to be improved. So we are actively growing to increase our transparency. One of the biggest things that I pushed for a few meetings ago, a few live streams ago, which I pushed in our last government meeting, and that I pushed in a statement before that. We are going to be putting out all of our government meetings. Anything that is an official Eternian government meeting, we will be putting out as a video to you all to make sure that you understand how our government is running and what we're doing. As far as the rest of our topic videos and things like that, those will be continuing to come out. But we want to have our houses, our government, be more and more involved in showing people what Eternia is and how it works, and to also show you the faces of the people involved with those things. So we're excited that we're continuing to move forward, and we're excited about the progress we've made on other social media as well. Thank you to Nathan, our press noble, who has continued to help us grow on Instagram and Twitter. If you guys aren't following us yet, you should follow us there. He keeps everybody quite up to date with what's happening. Bernonium says we have a space program. It's only for research, aka looking for things in telescopes. But that's exciting that you have the capability to do that. Not everybody does. Nueva Scotia says there's a dam pretty close to my house. Might claim it for naval purposes and trade. That sounds exciting, but I would say if that's not your dam, it sounds like it might be the United States dam. It might be, whatever countries around you's dam, Canada's dam. It might be the local state's dam. So I would say if it's not yours, don't claim it. It's not yours. It belongs to other people. Racinia says, I'm on Delphia's side because after making more research on it, yep, Delphia is the right one to follow. I'm still curious about this. Nueva says, as I have with many things, I might split with my neighbor's Micronation backyardia. Nueva says, I don't know whose dam it is. It could be some crazy old man. I think it's public property. Right. So if it's public property, that means that it's not yours. That means that it belongs to a state or government. and that it is the access point for a lot of individuals in that community. So claiming it as your nation's is saying not only is it not that public property, it doesn't belong to that nation, but it belongs to us specifically and our nation. So if you are a realist micronation, if you are looking into developing sincerely and honestly, don't start a nation based around other people's property. If other people use that and they aren't in your nation and they don't aren't considered in your nation, I wouldn't do it. But I believe in you. I think you can have continued growth in your land claims. I think you can have continued progress. But don't be worried about being small. It's perfectly fine. Nueva Scotia says we aren't gonna. I'm glad to hear that. Um, we right now have two apartments on different sides of the state that we're in that act as our home bases, that act as our two territories. We're planning to extend that territory with a land purchase that will have a deed of land issued to us so that we can have a permanent established place for the Empire of Eternia. But right now we work with what we have and we work with what is truly ours and as much ours as possible. Racenia says, hey, I actually think my nation will split for the second time if the NLFB agrees to accept my request because I promised them half of my land. Interesting. How does that work? Um, Nueva Scotia says, still might go to it a lot. Yeah, that's fine. If it's public property, use its resources. Go fishing, do different things, go riding in boats on it. Use it and have fun with it and use it for your nation. Just don't claim it as the property of your nation. It's different. But I'm glad. I'm glad you have such a wonderful natural resource around you. We are about to come out with a video talking about the natural resources in and around the Empire of Eternia. Those resources aren't claimed as ours, but they are an exciting thing to see and to interact with as a part of our local community. Nueva Scotia says, that's cool though, and I want to see if it works. Connor says, our cars might be able to run on some ethanol fuel if we got the manufacturing process right. That's exciting to see, Connor. Vernonium says, our capital is in a small forest. We have a city and 2 towns inside. Congratulations. That's exciting. Do you feel like those people are proud to be Vernonians? How many people live there? It's an exciting thing. I did just ask a lot of questions, but I will probably be going now. I wanted to make this video to address the issues that were happening in our Discord. I may make a video later. I know I'm going to make an edited video tonight that should come out tomorrow. But in any case, I wanted to thank you all for being here, for supporting trans rights, for supporting our community and the diverse individuals that are there, and saying that we are going to move forward. Thank you all so much for participating. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our patrons, both Matt and Leanna. Thank you very much to all of the people who have continued to support us. Thank you so much to, again, Stephen, Master of the House of Treasure, who has provided us with this wonderful flag. Thank you so much to Gray, Master of the House of Others, who has continued to provide efforts in the way of improving our Discord and in moderating that, in being a community member that is positive and enforcing positive effects on our community. So thank you so much. Nueva Scotia says, see you later, AP. It's been a fun stream. Agreed. Thank you so much for supporting us. And we will see you all soon. Have a good day, everybody. I'm going to keep waving because it generally takes a minute for the thing to cut out, and I want to make sure the end gets put in. But bye, everybody. Bye. I appreciate you guys. Aware Plant says, this is an ambustan on alt. I just flew up very high in Eternia and then went straight at the last second. Very cool. Also goodbye. Bye, everybody. Hey, Matthew Bennett joined us. It's good to see you, Matthew. If you don't know who we are, you should subscribe. We're a whole nation. We're a whole country. It's good to see you guys. Bye. Bye, everybody.